Hey everyone, welcome back to your next section of your Python tutorial series. Now, my throat's getting a little rough. I don't know what the deal is, so I apologize. I feel like I've been smoking like 15 packs a day, which is just ridiculous because I never go above 12. But this video, I'm going to be talking about nested if statements. So far we've talked about if statements within a loop, which is pretty simple to comprehend. But now I'm going to be talking about multiple if statements nested one within each other. The very first thing I want to show you guys in this video though is that indentation is vitally important in Python because it's used to determine how code is executed. And I imagine you figured this out by now, but this here is completely different than this here because of the break. In the first situation, if we find C#, we break. In the second situation, we just break after the first iteration, so we never get to the second iteration. So running this, the output is C# found for the first one, and then the second loop doesn't find C# on the first iteration, so it just breaks and stops doing anything. So that's the foundation that you need to understand. When we are doing nesting, you have to be very, very careful where you put your code. And if you have a bug in your code, there's like a 98% chance you just didn't indent right, or you put something in the wrong spot, or you haven't watched enough of my fabulous tutorials, which actually is probably more likely the case. So what we're going to do now is we're going to deal with nested if statements. So what I want to do is I want to create a few variables. And basically we can do a system where if logging is turned on, we want to log something to the terminal. If logging is turned off, then we don't want to log something to the terminal. So we'll say logging, and we're going to set this to true. And then let's say we're building a system for people to log in, and we can set that in a flag. So logging in, we'll set it to true. And I'm also going to use my name, which by the way is Caleb. It's not Caleb, although Caleb sounds pretty cool too, so whatever you guys like. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say if logging in, and if it's true, which we don't have to actually put equals true because it's a Boolean, so it's implicit. So if logging in, we're going to print name plus is logging in. So let's run it. And it says Caleb is logging in. But this seems like something we might just want to log. Like we don't want to announce that every time you log in. Like how often do you log into a website and it says, oh, Caleb is logging in? Well, if your name is not Caleb, it's probably never said that. But assuming your name is Caleb, it's probably not going to do that very often. But it might log that information to the terminal on the server side as an example. So we can actually put this inside of an if statement. So we'll say if logging, then we can print the name, and we need to indent again. So if we're logging into the app and logging is turned on, then it will go into the terminal. If we turn logging off, which you could get this value from a configuration file, run this, and now it does not output to the console. Another addition we can do is we could actually do something that executes within the first if, but not in the nested if. So we'll go in here and print welcome. And then we'll say plus name. So running it, it says welcome Caleb, and it says Caleb is logging in. We can turn logging off by setting this to false. And running it, now it just says welcome Caleb. The indentation is very important. Make sure everything's indented exactly the same way, or something will execute in the wrong context. So that is your introduction to nested if statements. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about complex if statements because they can be used to achieve a similar thing. So we're going to talk about the difference and when you should use which. So stay tuned, y'all.